A common thing nowadays with modern society is that we love to consume and contribute to fast food corporations. It does just go to show what horrible companies we give the ruling iron fist to. I mean, take the USA, for example. This is what 90% of America looks like. And not to mention the thousands of Nigerian cocoa bean farmers that have no voice or say in this vast history of humanity, given no opportunity to achieve what they may pursue. It's really unfortunate the amount of people ripped a life deserved of because of greedy conglomerates that have all the say in individuality and making lower classmen with no way out contribute to a super socialist regime of fast food they so call an industry. With that said, I hate Burger King! Die, you piece of shit! Burger King has gotta be one of my least favorite fast food restaurants out of all of them. So much of their food is just a meh product. I mean, their fries could be better, their burgers are just nothing. And oh, don't even get me started on that spawn of the Antichrist known as the Ch-King. I don't know, guys. I think we might have just outdone the Whopper. Now, don't get me wrong, if I was starving in the middle of the Sahara Desert and someone offered me a Burger King Whopper, I'd probably eat that shit up, but is it great? No. But there are many other restaurants with much more worse burger quality. I'm looking at you, White Castle! And still, the food isn't the worst compared to most terrible fast food chains, but it still sucks. So this only checks off one of my 4 issues with the Crown King's soylent meat. Now, film industries marketing their product using fast food is nothing especially infuriating. In fact, I don't mind it. I remember in 2011 when that god-awful Smurfs movie came out with Neil Patrick Harris. I don't know what it is about that guy, but his smile pisses me off. But this movie did a brand deal with McDonald's and their Happy Meals, and there were about 20 or 25 Smurfs you could collect with these Happy Meals. And I knew that at that point, it was my goal to collect every Smurf I could get my hands on. And I almost got all of them. Only issue is I kept getting that same stupid Baker Smurf every time. So if a brand deal with the fucking Smurfs of all things could go well, imagine how much money they can make off of superhero movies. Nope, everybody hated it. The Spider-Verse burger is the most putrid, most disgusting garbage I've ever seen. This looks like mold, for God's sake! Now, to be fair, I'm sure it just tastes like a regular burger. But dude, what CEO thinks, oh, I know, let's make the burger red like Spider-Man? Did they seriously think that a red burger from the dark underworld would look appealing to the average consumer? I mean, come on, man.
Even the tomatoes is red, bro. Even the tomatoes is red.
But overall, I think the Brood Witch did the red bun idea better. Another Burger King superhero promo I want to talk about was less of a promotion and more of an inside joke. For a while during the summer, there was this poster of a blue beetle for Burger King coming out. And I was tempted to get it initially because I saw how horrendous the Spider-Verse burger looked, and I thought, well, fuck it, I guess I have to try these if this colored burger idea is so popular that they're making a second one. But then I looked it up and found out that it's fake. It turns out people made it up solely because Warner Brothers were doing such a shit job at promoting the movie. Although what's ironic about this is that Blue Beetle beat Barbie in its starting weekend. Although I don't see it dethroning Barbie in total revenue by any means. I don't think that's gonna happen. Now, one more thing involving superheroes I have to mention before I move on is a story about Robert Downey Jr., who was notorious in his past for his awful drug issues he had. Now, I say notorious for a reason. He quit drugs entirely in 2003. Want to know the reason he quit? He ordered a burger from Burger King that tasted so shitty, so god-awful to him that it made him quit doing drugs entirely. Now, maybe this shows a positive reinforcement for Burger King. It makes drug addicts quit, which, alright, you have a point, but it only works for drug addicts. For the rest of us, instead of making us want to quit doing meth or whatever, it makes you want to quit life entirely. So my point still stands. Fuck you, Burger King. Earlier this year, Burger King released one of the most annoying ads on the planet, and nobody was bothered by it.
Whopper, 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 Junior.
Are you serious? I keep seeing it everywhere. I cannot escape it. Everybody kept reposting it too. People thought this was the funniest shit ever for some reason. Really? Is that the funniest thing you could think of? A Burger King ad? And not only that, you're doing a free promotion for Burger King. Why? Would you do a free promotion for Nestle? Of course you wouldn't, because they fucking suck. They're just milking you for your money. It benefits you in no way, so I don't understand anything about it. But it's not just that, it's annoying that I'm bothered about. The actual design and rebrand they did for this advertisement is so stupid. What the fuck are these colors they're using? It looks like they took the color scheme of Richard Watterson's clothes and turned it into a pride flag. And what is this weird retro style they're doing? I don't know how to explain it, but it just looks strange. And it was this guy singing. It's the corniest, catchiest garbage out there. But I know that. You already know that too. The CEOs wanted a catchy, obnoxious song for this. Made in the most generic key with no movement in it at all. Just perfect enough to brainwash a bunch of millennials into nostalgia buying their products again. They know their audience. They know what they're doing. And it worked.
I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment I've come to know. It's alluring. It's compelling.
And you have. Just let them win. Now, this whole video, I've been very passionate about my hate for the corporation. And you may be asking, oh, well, why do you hate them so much? It's not like they have affected you personally. Oh, yes, they have. And I'm about to tell you how they have affected my life and stomped it into the ground. I will now show you my trauma as I unveil the #1 reason why I hate Burger King. When I was in the 8th grade, our school had a special field trip to go to Universal in Florida. This happened near the end of the school year, so that way it would be extra special, I guess. Before I went there, my dad told me when I go to Universal that I have to go to the chocolate factory there. So I kept that in mind when visiting it. Another thing I should explain is that since we were 8th graders, we were too young and stupid to wander on our own. So we had to be in a group with a bunch of people. The good thing was I was organized to be in a group with all my friends. Along with that, we also needed 2 chaperones to walk us around the park. They decided where we ate and if we had to stop somewhere. And I mentioned I wanted to try the chocolate factory several times. And everyone said, all right, we'll see. Maybe later. So evening came and it was time for us to choose where to eat for dinner. And it was our last day there. So this was my last chance to try out the shakes. So I told everyone, I know it's a little strange to try this for dinner, but why don't we go to the chocolate factory? It's only across the lake. We can get shakes for dinner. It'll be nice. Been wanting to get my hands on one this whole trip, and this is my last chance. At that point, my friend known as No ID told me he'd rather go to Burger King. Are you serious? You'd rather go to a Burger King than a fucking chocolate factory. He just straight up told me yes, and like 2 or 3 of my other friends also told me yes as well. Are you smoking crack? Why? And he told me, oh, well, a shake seems really unhealthy for a dinner meal. It's also probably really expensive to get a shake there. And I told him, dude, we're in Universal. Everything's expensive here. Plus, I got like an extra $50 in case somebody's low in cash. Then the chaperones chimed in and told us, look, we don't really care where we eat, but you guys have to decide that among yourselves. And then, this is why I hate democracy, everyone decided, okay, by a show of hands, who wants to go to the chocolate factory? Okay, now who wants to go to Burger King? I fucking hate you guys. The worst part is even when I went to Burger King, everything there was like $9 fucking. And that's not even for a combo. But joke's on them, I got to try the shake eventually. I went back to Universal later in the year, and by God, it was delicious. Now, the restaurant isn't Willy Wonka level shit. If you think that's what you're getting into, you're an idiot. But does that mean I'll forgive them for what they did? For making me suffer that day, and making me bow down to a measly 3-star King's Beef Dominion? After all I've gone through! 0 out of 10, no Oppenheimer.